All right, guys, I'm back. I'm back. So again, we tested London highs. Now we've pulled back. Again, this previous red candle here did kind of close below the previous two red candles. What you're looking for is, now that we've swept those London highs at 22,388, that would be the next potential long if we're gonna have some type of continuation, right? You want to see it break, you want to see it pull back, you would like to see it go higher. Now, I would personally like to see it pull all the way back down into this support here, this rising support here on my 5-minute time frame. I'm wanting to see it pull back into 20 SMA. You know, that's what I'm wanting to see. That's what I'm wanting to see. Okay. So if we can get it to pull back into this 20 SMA, we might have a little bit of a spot where we can try to look for longs as this begins to pull back a little bit. And that's essentially what you're looking for. Again, and I also wouldn't be surprised if some people were short on the sweep through London highs back down, kind of using 388 as a stop, right? You know, that would make a lot of sense as well. You know, if you're kind of wondering, you know, what side of the move should you be on? In my opinion, if you're that new and you're that green, don't go against the trend. Okay. So if you don't know where you can get short to squeeze out a few points, then stay long biased. Wait for 340, 345 to get tested. You know, wait for 22,326 to get tested. Wait for those areas to get tested. And then maybe you can find that long opportunity. Down, down, down she goes. Down, 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 down. So the sooner we get down here and test this area, the sooner we can see what the hell's really going on, right? Down, 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 down. Down, 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 down. Even if one got short through this previous 5-minute candle, you're up about 5-6 points. Yeah, gap up days are kind of hard to play because, you know, essentially if you get a gap up day, you're looking for the first move to be down and then find that, you know, red to there, that red to green move. But when you gap and go, or you gap and consolidate and then go higher, it makes it a little tricky because you got to be like a lot more patient. You got, you know, you kind of lose trust in some of the setups. So um 380 to 365. AJ got short, guys. 380 to 365. Got a little bit more space to go before 350. If it gets there, if it gets to 350, that's a good spot for to look for a bounce. There she goes. Come on. I know you want to test it. I know you want to test it. Looking at the 5 minute time frame here on the right, I mean, we can get down into a 1 minute and kind of see some smaller entries here. Like if you look at a 1 minute chart, I haven't been using the 1 minute chart as much lately, but let's just run a scenario, right? If you look at where we swept London highs and then we pulled back into the 20 SMA. We had an 8.25 point range on this candle. You could have gotten short below 22,375 with a 9 point stop, and then targeted maybe a 1-to-1 or even, you know, 5 to 10 points on that would have been paid. Right now we're kind of bottoming out here. Again, 1 minute chart's cool. It's just it could be a little bit too much for me at times. So I haven't really been using the 1 minute time frame as much lately. If I kind of look at where this pulled back on a 1 minute chart, I mean, it gives you better structure to kind of see, but like this is very clear here, 357. And I look at these highs from 811 into like 822. There was a 10-minute range here about 45 minutes ago. And again, I'm in California, so PST time. So between 812 and 820, we had this high before we pulled back and then shot up here. That we came down and tested, right? And sure, maybe you can do something where you start marking out these staircases, right? If you really want to get, you know, that technical with it. So look at this previous high, look at this previous pullback, or this current pullback, right? If you get below 22,357, you know, well, what's the next area? Maybe somewhere down here closer to 340, right? But again, like I'm saying, you know, if you just look at your 5 minute time frame, you look at the 15 minute time frame, the hour time frame, everything's still in pretty much bullish context here. That was a good spot. You know, in probably about 5 minutes time from now, when this 20 SMA rises, it's going to look like a hell of a spot that we should have been long from right there, right now. If this shoots up through highs, it's going to look like one hell of a spot to have been long at. Looking at the 1 minute chart, Kurt, is good. Like if you're trying to time a really good entry, or maybe you're scalping a specific level and you want to see that level get broken, and then you're looking for that pinpoint entry, could be really good with that. Sometimes I'm a little late on the 5 minute time frame. You know, I can be late on the 5 minute time frame, but for me, like if it confirms on the 5 and the 15 minute time frame, it kind of, for me, it tells me, okay, we got a little bit more juice. Where sometimes like the 1 minute chart can break and then it like fucking dances around for 3 to 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? It can do that on the 5 minute as well, but it's just, you know, like when I really think about it, I mean, I've been trading options for 13 years. So like to try and scalp options contracts on equities using a 1 minute time frame is extremely hard. Like it's extremely hard. I can find a picture point entry, but like typically I need a bigger move. So like I need a bigger time frame, and you know, that's where you know, I want to catch those bigger moves. So it's transitioned over into the futures. markets for me. Yeah, AJ, headphones. You already know me, man. You know that whatever comes out of my mouth is not for kids. So if anyone's got kids, you got the wife at home, you got grandma in the background, you guys are probably going to want to put headphones on. All right. So again, demand zone holding up pretty well here, 22,326. I think today's the last day for Apex is 80% off, right? Today's the last day. I'm going to pick up a couple more accounts just to have them on the back burner. Day traders is trying to make a move here. They're going straight to fundeds on those puppies. The price point's not too bad. Again, you guys know I'm not a huge advocate of the straight to fundeds, but it's an option, right? Some people like to go straight into it. But definitely going to snag some more Apex accounts today. Hopefully, Eric, that'd be nice. If they dropped a 90% off sale for 4th of July, it would be sweet. Will be sweet. That's probably when I'll try to really max out to 20. I'm so damn close. So we are in lunchtime here. We do need to keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Viv, you passed another evaluation today, no? What does that bring your total up to? We don't really have a big range either on the NASDAQ right now. 19-point ATR on a 5-minute time frame, super tiny. So when I see something like that, that tells me that if I get a setup and I get into this setup, it's probably going to take a couple of candles for me to get paid out. There's not a lot of momentum. You know, if the ATR was like 25, 30, 35, typically, over 25, if I take a setup, I can probably get filled on a take profit in 1 to 1.5 minutes. Anything sub 20 points on a 5-minute time frame is typically probably closer to a 5 to 10 minute hold time. Typically. This morning was a perfect was perfect teaching lesson for just don't go against demand. Like, don't go against it, you know? Like, how many of you guys find yourself fighting price? Like, do you find yourself fighting price at all? Like, let's say we're pushing higher. Are you looking for like the short, or are you naturally inclined to like tell yourself, okay, I want to chase the long? Because I think that's a big problem with a lot of traders, like that maybe haven't found consistency yet, or maybe they're a little bit newer, but like it's almost like you feel like, I missed the move, so I gotta go the other way because it's gonna pull back. So I need to make money the other way, versus telling yourself, okay, if the market's over our demand, like those pullbacks, I'm looking to buy at a better price to continue that move, right? Unless you're just a complete unless you're just completely like like a reverse trend style scalper, which I know people that do that, but that's all they're really looking like. That's all they're really looking to do. um I used to have a problem with that a lot on the option side of things. When I was only trading equities, I would watch big moves and I would like psych myself out and say, okay, the pullback's got to happen here, so let me start my short position. And then it would just keep blowing through it, right? And it's like you start putting yourself in that hamster wheel of going around and around. It's like when I just gave up trying to think about, what the market I think should be doing, right? Which sounds cliche, but typically it's like you want to stay with the trend. And if you think about the markets as, what it is an open marketplace, don't you want the best price, right? If anything, like I don't want to go pay full sticker price for the car. Like they better give me a deal, right? Or I'm walking, right? They can follow me all the way out to the car and try to give me a better deal. So why don't we analyze trading in that same way? So it's like this. If we're trading above my 20 SMA, we're trading above 22,325, and we're trading above 22,303. Why am I going to try to short that move? Right now, again, you are going to have, like, this is the hard part, because you will have pockets in there where you can catch 10 points, 15 points. You can catch those moves. But if you're not successful at doing that and your entries are not very, very precise, you're going to tend to get chopped up more than if you just absolutely do nothing and just wait for the better setup. Like for me, I don't really think that there's a good short until we're below 355 or 325. And like truthfully speaking, I don't think there's a good short until we lose 22,300. Like that's my opinion. Right? It should be more like we need to try to find where's the best price where I can get back on this horse. Again, unless you're one of those guys who likes to, scalp up and down for those very small points, right? Because there's people like that. The thing that'll get you, Kurt, is if this market goes from current price of 370s and we're trading at, let's say, 320s, the thing that's going to get you is you're going to be like, man, I should have just been short, right? So you're going to do it next time, and then the next time it doesn't really do it, and then you're just asked out. I mean, again, I guess at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, right? You can scalp with the trend. You can try to scalp against the trend at supply. It doesn't really matter. It's just You know, what do you have more success with, I guess, and where can you really manage the risk better? I just know it's very hard to get long at the highs without a decent pullback. But, you know, who are we? Who are we to say? I will be long over previous hour highs though. So over 388, I'm going to try to scalp this. Yeah, for sure. For sure. So far we haven't had a ton of setups. It's kind of just been one move, right? It's just been the one move. Like the last move was IB high confirmation and then that active 20 play going back 2 hours ago. That's been it. It's just been a sit and hold long. Anytime you do find yourself in a situation where you've been trading one side, let's say, you know, for let's just use today as an example, we've been trading long, we've been maybe holding long, we've been scalping long. If you get to lunchtime and you're profitable, your best bet's probably just to walk away, because if you continue to do the same thing, you're probably going to take a loss coming out of lunch because you only have seen and used to going one way. um and so if the market does pull back on you, you're not going to really catch it. But again, like, if anyone has made money going long today, you know, that account or those accounts that you have traded, you want to lock those up, right? Again, for those of you guys who are doing or trying to keep track of the you know, keep track of yourself, holding yourself accountable in the channel that we have, the Pursuit to 3K channel, if you really think about it, if you make between $100 and $200 a day, like, you're kind of looking at the end of that 30-day challenge, either very close to getting a payout or passing your evaluation, and or those objectives, those goals have been met, right? And it's kind of like a big psychological thing. You know, can we push for more? Can we do it faster? Sure. We are going to need a little bit of momentum on our side. We're going to need a little bit of luck on our side for price action to cooperate with us. But I've said it time and time again. I think all of you guys plan on showing up to trade tomorrow, next week, and you guys will probably be here a month or two from now. So if we slow things down a little bit and stop trying to rush as much, you're going to have a lot more success. But again, it's so damn hard to stay on track. It's so damn hard to stay on track. That's why I think, you know, having a community with trading with you guys even holds me accountable, right? Like, I don't want to be an idiot and do stupid shit, right? I got it at the bottom of all my YouTube videos, you know, patience, stop doing stupid shit, right? And sometimes you need other traders to talk to, because it's hard to kind of talk to your buddy at work about it, or your wife about it, or your husband about it, or whatever, right? You know, your buddy that you drink garage beers with. It's kind of hard to talk to non-traders about what we feel, right? About what goes through our mind, you know? Because how many of you guys so far, like, again, I finished my Pursuit to 3K challenge. Again, it was about 140 trades over the first 3 weeks. We got the P&L up to, I think it was $3,400 or something like that, which was well over threshold for the PA. And we actually built a little bit of a cushion on that. And I know Viv passed his evaluation doing that. You guys have been watching Burks's every day. I mean, the guy's like a machine. 20 accounts, $200. 20 accounts, $200. I mean, it's just like repetitive, right? Just keep stacking up those days, stacking up those days. And like I said, you know, a lot of you guys are going to show up tomorrow. You guys are going to be here the next day. Now, again, you're going to have those outlier days. Like there was that day where I scalped like a madman, right? It was $1,000 day. Those are not normal days for me. Like I don't have $1,000 days on a normal, but the price action was cooperating, and I don't know. I was just in a freaking zone, you know. But you'll have that outlier day where you make 400 or 500 bucks. You know, you make $1,000, you make 800 bucks, and you compound that on your 150, $200 days, and you really start to see that balance increase. You know, I think, you know, because we're on prop firms and because you have advantage to more leverage, right? You have advantage to more leverage and your risk is spread out. What you can do is try to target like 15 to 20% a month. Okay. So if you target like 15 to 20%, now some people, again, are trying to make quote unquote 15 to 20% a month is a lot, right? Like some people are going to say, oh, that's not, you know, obtainable, right? That's not feasible. You have to really think about it. You're on a very small account. Like trying to obtain 20% on a trading account that's, you know, $50 million is probably hard to do, right? You know, even hedge funds, you know, a hedge fund is looking for 2 to 3% returns per month, and that's really, really good. But they're trading millions and millions and millions of dollars. So when you're trading hands millions and millions of dollars, 2 to 3% month over month, you know, you're beating the markets. Keep an eye on the highs, guys. You're beating the markets. You're beating the market returns, and you know you're drawing some good commission off of that trading, and you're bringing your firm a lot of money. Right? For us, we have, you know, we're a little bit more dynamic. We can get in, we can get out a little bit easier. We have, you know, advantage to these prop firms where you could throw around more size that, you know, you wouldn't be able to throw around if you were trading a personal account. And so, you know, for me, I think, you know, obtaining 15 to 20% a month is doable. It's not that aggressive, like to where you're gonna like lose a bunch of sleep over, and those gains will really compound really fast. So if you really think about it, you know, again, I always like to play um these trading plans out and create different trading plans and then try to obtain it. Like for me, it's always a game, right? I'm always playing a game with myself where I'm trying to take one account and do something, you know, fun with it. So like I did the 3K challenge. Can I get this up $150, $200 a day and slowly increase my contract size? Like I started with that zero balance on that fresh PA, trading 1 and 2 micros. By the end of week 1, I was trading 3 to 4, you know, 2 to 3, 2 to, you know, depending on the risk. By the end, like the last week, I was up to trading almost 1 mini, right? 8 to 10 micros, and then sometimes a mini contract because I had a bigger balance. I was over threshold. So, you know, I could start playing around a little bit more. You'll be surprised at how fast you can really compound if you just kind of stay course. But it's the hardest thing to do is to stay course for that initial 2 weeks, that first week, getting over that hump. I would say if you can get over the hump of 2 weeks of solid, disciplined shit trading where it's boring, where you walk away after $100, you walk away after $80, you walk away after $200, and you just keep your trade count limited, 2 trades a day, 3 trades a day, keep it boring, right? If you can get over like a 2-week hump, you really start to build traction quickly after that. Keep an eye on the highs, guys. Keep an eye on the highs. So, again, I mean, if you're not setting up these little trade plans and um, you're not giving yourself like these goals, like these small goals to crush, like you're really doing yourself a disservice, you know? You know, I mean, again, it's like a lot of times, you know, people need to, you know, you got to make a change. You got, guys, keep an eye on these highs. Hold on a second. I'll get back to the point in a minute. Keep an eye on these highs here. 22,388. 22,388. There it went. There it went. So highs have been confirmed here. 22,392.50. Getting a good pop. 96 are the highs. Guys, if you got in over that high, remember we were waiting for London high to break. We got a new high there at 388. We've shot up to 396. That's 8 points. Keep in mind, your 5-minute ATR is only sitting at 18 points. If you're scalping, you're looking to take half of an ATR, right? That's a negative risk to reward ratio, but that's an easy take profit. So you're looking for 8 to 10 points. You would have got it there, but you got to be on it. So you got to know what you're looking for. So if now you're kind of stuck and you're kind of waiting for something to happen here, you want to see this push up over 96.50s. You'd like to see this push up 10 points so you can get out of this scalp. If we close back below 385, I don't like this trade. If we close back below 385, I do not like this trade anymore if you are stuck in a long, okay? Again, does that mean that it's not going to go up later? No, but I would rather just mitigate the risk there, right? And then just find another buying opportunity, because that's the hardest thing to do. When you get into a trade, it starts to work, and then all of a sudden it's not working anymore. That's when your brain gets all scrambled. Guys, take the freaking hit. If you find yourself in those situations, you're going to feel much better about it, taking the loss and then finding another winner down the line than to just go blow up your account, because you just can't accept the loss. Guys, you know, we're guys, right? We're guys. Rejection, right? Like, I don't know, most of you guys are probably married and stuff, but like get used to a little bit of rejection, guys. You know, I go to the bar, you know, not every woman, as good as I think that I look, is ready to talk to me, you know, but it's a game of numbers, right? It's a game of numbers. We make things happen, right? Little smooth talk here, little smooth talk there. So keep an eye here. 22,396.5. We are confirming the previous hour highs. We are confirming London session highs here. So again, I'd like to see this build. I'd like to see this build and put in a new high. Again, what's making it a little tricky here, and like if you're expecting like, oh, why aren't we just shooting up? Why aren't we shooting up? Guys, the ATR has dropped now. It's now at 16, 17 points. What's half of that? 7, 8 points. What did this move over 88s give you? 8 points, right? Think about that. That's the thing. If you're not ready to take profits that quickly and you want a bigger move, you need to let this thing dance. You need to let it sort itself out. It's not just going to go in your favor in 2 minutes because you want it to, right? You're wanting something to happen that is not even it's not even in the script right now. Like, you want it to go up 20, 30, 40, 50 points. It's not even in the script. We're only moving 16, 17 points from high to low on these 5-minute candles. So if you're looking for something greater than 15 points, take profit, you're going to need to let it dance, and you're going to have to open up that stop loss. How much are you going to have to open up that stop loss? Well, you got to think about it. The candle that closed, that initially broke London highs here, that went to 22,388, that low price is 372. I would say your stop loss needs to be at least there if you want to let this thing dance. That would put you back inside London session lows, and it's, look at where this is at. It's going to be literally at that point in time where this rising 20 SMA is going to meet. So that's literally going to be your support. So around 372, 373, like let's just call it between 370 and 372. If you don't want to let it pull back, then maybe you need to be on the side of, you got to start taking profits quicker then. And you got to start using the ATR as a gauge. If you're not using it as a gauge, it's there to help you. It's really there to help you. It's telling you what this market is moving on a 5-minute by 5-minute basis. And it's taking the average and it's giving you that move. So keep an eye here, guys, as we're pushing highs. Keep an eye here. There's 97.50s. 97.50s was clocked. 97.50s was clocked. It's getting a little, it's looking a little heavy though up here. Looking a little heavy up here. Looking a little heavy here. It might pull back once to 385 and test. If it does and it holds, still looks good. If it closes below 385, I'm pretty confident that this drops down to 372. So it, like, I'll play something out. If you're stuck in a long, right? You're stuck in a long. You have to really start analyzing here. Where's your out, right? Where's your out? Obviously, if we break highs and we run 397s and we get into like 22,400s, I would expect that you guys take profits, right? Don't be an idiot. The market's giving you a second opportunity to get the hell out. If you close below 385, what are you going to do? You're going to hold it down to 372? Then you better own that. Stick to that and own that. If you're going to get out below 372, great. If it breaks below 372, you got to get out and take the hit, right? So make sure you know what you're doing on the downside as well as the top side. Don't just sit there like a stump, you know, with a deer, like a deer looking into headlights and telling yourself, well, I don't know. I just thought it was going higher. I don't know what to do. No. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. Or don't get all pissed off and then try to reverse the move, you know, quadrupling your size and then putting yourself into panic mode just because you lost a trade. Guys, you're going to lose a lot of trades. Like, I'm here to tell you, like, you're not going to be a perfect trader. Like, you need to get that out of your head right now. You know, you're not going to be a perfect trader. Your win rate's not going to be 100%. Maybe it's 100% some days. Maybe. You know, but this previous candle is a little bit of a pause candle here, guys. It's a little bit of a pause candle, a little bit of a doji candle here, kind of telling us a little bit of indecision here. If this fails to run highs, you're going to expect to pull back into 385. There we go. See if we can get one more run. No. It's a little toppy, little heavy, guys. Manage it tightly. Manage it tightly. 6 points. ATR is 16. half of that is about 8.25. Getting a little toppy up here, guys. Little toppy up here. I'm just going to take my 6 points. Am I happy with the 6 points? No. If this shoots up 20 points, am I going to be upset? Probably. There it goes. Right? Whatever. 6 points. I had 5 micros on the table. What are we doing here? Right? So $10 a contract. That was about a $50 trade there. It could still shoot up here. We are still holding 385s. It's just, it was taking a little bit too long for me on a scalp. Main thing for me is I'm looking at the ATR. It did shoot up 8 points, which is half an ATR. That's normally my rule of thumb for getting out. But because I'm rambling, I missed my first exit there to take profits. There's 22,400, guys. I missed my entry to get profits. So if you really think about it, if you got in over 22,388, you're up 12 points. That's a great scalp. Like, if you're not content with a great scalp, for what the market is doing right now, I don't know what else to say. Like, a lot of people want to get into this move and they want it to go up 100 points. It might, but like I said yesterday, the only thing you can guarantee is what you can guarantee, and that's what's on the charts. So like, I can guarantee the $48.52 that was on my screen. I can guarantee that if I get out of the trade. So that's what I'm going to have to do, right? Yeah, I mean, sometimes we just got to take it, right? We got to just roll with the punches. And again, if this continues to go higher, you don't tell yourself, "Oh man, I want to get back. I got to get back. I got to get back in it." Because it'll be the moment that you chase the new high where it pulls back 10, 15 points and now you're just in drawdown. So not only did you give away the 15 or the $50, but now you're in drawdown $100. It's like, so you got to train yourself. It's a skill. What are you going to do here, right? Are you going to take what's guaranteed, or are you going to risk a little bit more, right? Nothing really is showing that we should have got out of this trade. We're still trading above 385. Nothing was showing to get out of the trade. But again, you're your own boss. If you don't like something, you got to make the change, right? You got to make the stand. You got to make the stop. You got to make the executive order decision here. Again, I mean, it's continuing to push higher. I would expect, if anyone's still long, you guys are at least stop loss at break even. A stop loss at least at break even. There's 22,407, guys. This has turned into a hell of a trade here. It's turned into a full 1-to-1 on the ATR of about 15 to 17 points. Really, really good scalp there. Really, really good scalp. So, can't complain, right? I mean, we sat here, I don't know how long I've been here, but we've sat here for the better half of, I don't know, 5, 10, 15. We've been here for about 25 minutes. We've been watching this high. We watched it pull back, and then we watched it take out the highs. So we broke, retested, right? We retested this previous area, this rising support, and then we broke highs. Perfect. Good analysis, good trade. And that's what it's all about. Knocking out these small trades. How many of you guys took that trade long over that previous hour high? Good, 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 good. Good, good, good. Love to see it. Love to see it. What a push, huh? 22,408. Up 20 points. Oh, now that's just turned on to now that's just turned into a beautiful trade. How many of you guys were holding it? Where's AJ at? I'm sure he's probably holding it. AJ loves holding those fucking trades forever. He's out of here already, huh? Sweet looking trade there. Sweet looking trade. So now, like, again, let's kind of explain some things. This is now broken out over previous hour highs, over London highs. This is a runaway train. You cannot chase this move. Okay. What you would be looking for is a pullback, is to see something pull back into this 385, 390. Okay. Then from here, you're looking for like a net, a safety net to catch price. And then you want to go long coming out of that. Does that make sense? Does this look like a natural and organic chart pattern? Right? Like if you were to draw a pullback into 385, curl that around, and then go higher, like that's what you would be looking for, right? And you're looking for like some type of flag breakout to go long. You're looking for some kind of, like some kind of, doji candle. You're looking for some kind of wick with, some hammer candle, and then the next candle kind of takes it out. That's what you're looking for. But what you're not looking for is to get long right here, right now. Okay. I hate to say it, but your opportunity was to getting long over the 88s. That was your opportunity. So if you missed it, sorry. Look at you could take a drawing from the break over 88s and you could drag this flag pattern down and you should have been getting long on the break over 85s. Does that make sense? So again, those are things that you guys got to start picking up on. You got to start learning. Again, you're never going to be perfect. You never know if the trade's actually going to work, right? But if you don't put on the trade, you never know, right? You never know. So again, if you never know, then you're not even doing yourself any justice, right? You're not doing yourself any justice, right? So now what are we looking for? We're looking for that pullback, right? You're looking for that pullback into that zone. You're looking for the safety net to catch. You're looking for the 20 SMA to continue to rise. And then you're looking for that safety net to catch. And then this would be your another opportunity to go long. Now, if the safety net doesn't catch, right, off the pullback, and let's say you try to bounce and you put in a lower high and then you close below 385, now you've got a perfect prime opportunity to go short and start targeting some of these previous swing lows. Okay? That's what you would be looking for. That's what you would be looking for. Makes sense, makes sense. Makes sense, makes sense. Pull back, safety net, catch, go long. Safety net has a hole in it, closes below, back test 385, sets up a bear flag down, then you go short. That's all you're waiting for. That's all you're waiting for. So, see if you can catch it. See if you can catch it. Sit patient and wait. Overall, that was a great trade that some of us took there over that 388. That was a really, really good trade. Even if you only took it for a handful of points, even if you only took it for what you consider chump change, you identified a really, really good move. You waited for it to happen. You executed and you made money. That's all you need to do every single day. That's all you're trying to do. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. As long as you trust the process, you let the math do the math, allow the numbers to work out over a series of trades without losing your head, you're going to be okay, guys. You're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. With that being said, guys, I'm going to get out of here now. I'm going to go play some golf. My buddy just texted me. I actually got a tee time here in an hour. So my day is done. We're going to finish this day up $801.84. Not bad. I did take a lot of trades today. A lot of these scalps came from very early in the morning where I was just tagging longs off of this VWAP. Long, long, long. You know, I took a lot of trades today. I'm not going to lie. A lot of them are very small scalps. Let's see here. How many trades did I take? Yeah, win rate percentage wasn't even that good. 71%. Seven winners, 3 losers. Huh. What did I do on this account? This account a little bit better, 73% win rate. About the same. All right, guys. That's it for me. Hope you guys all have a fantastic day. Stay safe if you're going to continue to trade. Stay safe if you're going to continue to trade. I want to see if we're going to hold this area. Look at where we pulled back to. We were pulling right back into those 88s, 89s, and we kind of wicked off of that very, very hard. We wicked off of that very, very hard. So you want to kind of see, does this hold here? 385 to 390. I want to see if this, I could actually make a case for this. Does that hold? Yeah, summer golf season is here, Bill. Summer golf season is here. Trying to really work on the game. Trying to work on the game. Really? In Arizona? Or where you at? You're back from traveling, or are you still in Arizona? Only the low hundreds? Yeah. Cold spell, huh? Wow. That's hotter than shit, Bill. That's hotter than shit. And my son's out in New York right now, and supposedly they have some freaking record-breaking heat wave out there where he was saying last night that's supposed to top 100 in New York. I didn't even know if it got that hot out there. I didn't even know it got that hot out there. Let's see what it is right now. $98. $98. Yeah, that's the one thing he said. He's like, it's humid as all shit. But we've gone to Arizona before. He said that again, and I've heard this, Bill. What do you think about this? He says that he could deal with the humidity more so than the dry Arizona heat. I'm opposite. I haven't been, I've been to Texas. I have been to Florida. I mean, the humidity is pretty bad, but I haven't spent a lengthy amount of time out there to really see like which one's better. But I mean, I go to Las Vegas and Arizona all the time. I can deal with the dry heat. Humidity is easier then? What do you guys think? You guys think that doing, 90 with humidity is better than the dry heat or worse? Yeah, I'm looking up New York right now. 98 with 38% humidity. It's got to feel like you just got out of the shower, no? I suppose it's not that humid though. 38%. What are we at here? Yeah, that's not too bad. 90 and 78% or 17%. Huh. Yeah, who knows? I'm gonna get out there in a few weeks. Yeah, probably a few weeks. I'm gonna get out there to New York, go visit them for a little bit. That'll be smack dab in the dog days of summer in July, though. We'll see how that goes. 90 and 53%. Yeah, but Jeremy, in Oklahoma, you guys get humid as all hell, don't you? You guys get bad humidity over there. Sometimes 80%. That's crazy. I'll tell you, I'd just be walking around in my skinnies all day long. That's a fact. That's a fact. I need a few cold beers for that one. I want to see if this holds before I leave here. Does this hold up? Does this hold up? Yeah, I would imagine. Yeah, I mean those cold beers need to be they need to be sweating so cold. They need to be sweating so cold. Probably go down smooth too. You got to. You got to, Jeremy. I wouldn't see it any other way. I wouldn't see it any other way, brother. All right, guys, that's it for me. Keep an eye on the 22,385 for me, guys. If we do start to close below and we get below this 20, you might get a little bit of a back test here. You guys might be able to make a little scratch off that if you're going to still trade. There's that back test of 385 just as we drew it up, guys. I mean, just as we drew it up. You break 85s, you put in a high, you confirm, it puts in its run up and pulls right back. That's the thing. Got to be patient enough though to wait it out and see these things through. Wait it out, see it through, then you can start to attack. Look at the stand right off of 85. 15-point bounce. I mean, imagine if you were, imagine again, I would love to be this quick and my reaction time be that fast. But imagine if you had full confidence in saying, okay, if we come down to 385, that's support. I'm going to tag the bounce and I'm going to be in that automatically. You'd be up at least 10, 12 points. At least 10 or 12 points on that move. The execution skills would have to be mad on point for that. So now I'm looking at this hammer candle. If we get above this hammer candle, does it put it, even if it puts in a lower high where it comes to like 410s, that's enough for a scalp there for me. But I should probably walk away. There it is. There's the bounce off the hammer candle. There's the bounce off the hammer candle. Again, it's not much, guys, but the ATR is only 16 points, so you can't really expect much. From 401 to 406 is 5 points. And you guys already know my sweet spot is 5 points on those very, very quick scalps. Again, especially this, look at it go though. Especially this late in the day, I'm just looking to just catch a little bit. Ah, that was a good move. Damn it. I got 5 points off of it, but fucking small size. Shit, I had the wrong contracts up. Ah. I wanted a mini on that son of a bitch. I had 5 micros. God damn it. God damn it. Oh well. Oh well. What are you gonna do? That's where I was looking for. 410s, right, guys? 410s. I said even if we bounce to the put in a lower high at around 410s, it's great enough for a scalp there. All right, that's my cue to get the hell out of here. I've said it already 5 times. Well, yo, what's up, man? I've said it already 5 times. That's my cue to get the hell out of here. Good little scalp. Again, we cut the long over the 88s. We waited for the pullback here. Getting back long over 385, sticking with that trend, definitely paid off there. I just wish I had more damn size on that trade. I wish I had more size on it. What are you going to do? I better stop looking at it. The more I look at it, the more I'm going to want to trade it. The more I look at it, the more I want to trade. All right, guys, I'm out.